The stock market has just opened 15:30 my time in Europe, and price is pushing higher off of these lows. You guys can see that I have the key levels marked, I have the resistance, I have the support. The downtrend played out with the break at a new extreme, which tells me that the sellers are no longer in control, and I have a full effect bullish uptrend working higher. I have a break, so I expect a new extreme of the uptrend to be formed. But right now, after the open, price is stacked in the middle. We are quite going sideways, so I'm just going to be sitting on my hands patiently. And if I can get a second entry, failed second entry short, I may take it right here. So it's been a few minutes and price is stacked in the middle of trading range, which is never a good look. You want to wait for price to get to these extremes and fade the extremes. Failed second entry short was tempting, but like I said, we already moved way too far up. The bar is already way too big, and you already have a break and a new extreme and a 2 legs up. So I didn't want to enter on engulfing bar. The entry still would have worked, but I don't want to definitely enter now. As you guys can see, we have a 10 bar stacked, EMA is getting flat, and you can get chopped into pieces in this. But like I said, we came from the lows after 2 legs down, and we pushed higher. So right now we're expecting for price to reach all the way up to here. All right, guys, I'm preparing my limit order as I'm going to enter a failed breakout right here. There was a first attempt for price to push lower, and a lot of times during those failed breakouts, I like to wait for the second attempt and price push higher. Even though the signal bar is not great, I really like taking a chance here because the context is so strong that during these failed breakouts, you can a lot of times really get that pullback back into EMA and back to this spike in a channel trend line. And it looks like we already missed it because I'm going for 6 ticks today, 75. Yeah, we already made 2 points, so I have to exit this. So unfortunately missed the setup, but since I have the overshoot of the uptrend, and overshoot a lot of times lead to a break of a trend line or possibly straight up reversal. I don't think we're going to get reversal because this is looking fairly strong, but this is how you trade these ranges. You wait for price to get to these extremes and you fade the breakouts. And unfortunately, I didn't get filled, and even the signal bar was bad, so I was supposed to use my limit order further back if I want to be safe, but just didn't get the chance here, didn't get filled, and it sucks because this may be one of those occasions where I would manage to pick the exact same top. We'll see. You'll see. All right, so I'm resuming the video as price pushed lower from the failed breakout. There was a lower high setup, which is a decent entry, but at this point on, I was a little confused because we have this uptrend working higher, so we would be expecting a new high to be formed, and at the same time we are coming from failed breakout. So I waited here and I wanted to take a failed second entry long below EMA, but the lower high setup already created a break and we moved too far down to a new extreme. So at this point on, I have a first entry long, second entry long failure, which I'm no longer interested. I would be, had we closed below EMA, this would have been great. There would be a reversal pattern, but since we pushed above this EMA, this is indicating strong bullish momentum. I'm no longer interested in taking this failed second entry long above the EMA. I want to see EMA hold price, not to be such a strong momentum like this. We had a massive sell-off and price got far away from exponential moving average, and EMA acts like a magnet. And this is a trading range, so this is not a bad idea to be looking for fading the breakout, but this was just a first attempt, and just the same as here, I was expecting the second attempt and then to fail breakout. A lot of times when it comes to these failed breakouts, you want to be a little bit more patient, and for that reason, I'm waiting for a second attempt, if it's going to be a decent setup, of course. Quickly resuming the video, as there was the second push down, but the horrible signal bar, this is a bearish doji, and I cannot go long above this bar, and now this bar is already way too big and a scalp portion has been made. You guys can see how far away from EMA you are. There is a higher likelihood that you're just going to push back to the EMA and pull back. Alright guys, I'm resuming the video as I'm quickly going to take the bounce off the trend line here. Let me quickly get filled here. We touched off my order. Come on, I don't want to miss this trade now. So, and I'm going to move my stop loss 1 tick above this signal bar. I'm going to go for 6 ticks only today because volatility is extremely slow. I'm going to go actually for 5 ticks because I am entering with a stop order, which means I'm depriving myself of 1 tick target profit. So I'm going to 5 tick instead of 6. A risk to reward still seems decent 1-to-1. I'm looking at this trend line as it's working lower. It got confirmed right here. Initially, I was looking for failed second entry short, but we pushed below EMA right here, and I thought the EMA needs to hold price for failed second entry short to work. We pushed lower, and then a big bullish bar appeared, but luckily we got out on our first trade. So I'm gonna hold the runner right here. First trade for the day finally, and runner got out, yeah, because We barely made a scalp. We'll see what happens. I may have gotten a little bit lucky here. We'll see. All right, so I'm quickly resuming the video as I got very lucky on this trade right here. I barely managed to scalp. Luckily, I was early in the queue, and you guys can see the price pushed higher. And right now we're working sideways. 10K is still not that clear, but we got lucky here on this lower high. It was just a first entry because the second entry short happened right here. But I didn't really like how EMA didn't hold price initially and big bullish bar. I thought the trend line is holding price nicely. Of course, today volatility is still very slow, so this is why I'm going for 6 ticks only. But we'll see. It looks like we may push higher from here. Price keeps being congested. EMA completely flat. When you see flat EMA like this, bars stacked next to each other, you just want to sit on your hands. You want to not do anything. We have a second entry short, but the trend line was supposed to hold. We broke. If anything, now it may be tempting to look for longs to get from this failed breakout. But during this congestion, I really don't like going long here yet. 10K is below the exponential moving average still, but this is overall a mess that you don't want to be part of. When I entered, the congestion wasn't so bad, but now this is just full-on indecision. The same thing that happened up here, just slow holiday structure, and just something that we have to deal with. In a few weeks, the market after New Year's will open to a regular volatility, hopefully. We have a second entry short trap, but due to this overall congestion, I cannot go long here. I don't want to go short either. 10K chart is still below EMA, but that's not a big deal. We're coming from the failed breakout, but I just cannot justify going long here when the bars are stacked like this. You can get whipsawed pretty easily, so I'm still waiting here. Resuming the video, as I have been sitting here for 3 hours and only managed to make this one single setup, which I got a little bit lucky here, but price action is still slow. 2 legs up is right now what I'm looking at, and still being patient, slow day. All right, resuming the video as we have a 2-legged pullback to the EMA. Extremely tempting trade. I'm very tempted to take this, but the congestion now, the consolidation is strong, bunch of overlapping bars. You have no idea how much I want to go long here on this nice 2-legged pullback, big bullish bar, but we're going so sideways. 10K is above EMA, nice. We could treat it as a hidden failed second entry short. Extremely tempting, but too bad we have the congestion here. Second entry long forming off of this channel, but you guys can see higher low, bad signal bar, bad signal bar, bad signal bar, and for that reason, I wanted to skip it. All right, guys, I'm resuming the video as I'm going to take the second entry short. That is slightly aggressive, but I'm going to put my limit order, let's say right here. Because we have very little room to this support right here, and this is a 2-legged pullback to the exponential moving average, micro double top right here, so it is risky. It is getting overall congested, but I'm willing to risk so small. I'm quickly going to tighten my stop loss. I'm going to go for 6 ticks right here. I'm willing to risk so small. My risk to reward here is really good. That I'm willing to take this because it is a second entry short. It is at the key entry point. We have a downtrend that played out, yes, but we have a bearish imbalance. I wouldn't be surprised if we turn up here, but I'm going to risk it because the odds here, with my risk to reward here is really good. And for that reason, I'm willing to go short here. There's very little room here and we're bouncing off here. So for that reason, it is risky, but I'm willing to take a chance here. Very little risk here. May get stopped out here, but it's going to be okay. Yeah, that's going to be only a 1-point stop. That's fine. Yeah, we got stopped out here, but it was completely okay with me here going short. All right, the setup quickly is happening here. I'm going to drop my limit order at the close of this bar. We got filled, so I'm going to tighten my stop loss 1 tick above the signal bar. I'm going to go for 8. I'm going to go for 6 ticks. I'm going to leave my runner somewhere around here, and I'm looking at the take-in chart. We're still below EMA nicely. You just saw me took this trade right here, and I got stopped out on a second entry short. Calculated risk, entered with the great limit order. There was not enough room here, but you guys can see we have a first entry short, second entry short failure, and this looks like a reversal pattern, but we have a bearish imbalance. And for that reason, this is a third entry short. So that's not really a setup, but EMA is holding prices, and everybody who went long here, going long too early, picking a bottom in a bullish imbalance, and we got a nice, everybody who went long here got stopped out of here. So we'll see if we can make it push a little bit lower here. So I'm gonna mark this setup. This happened so quickly I didn't even plan on going short here, but it happened extremely quickly, and yeah, you gotta go short here. So once again, first entry short, second entry short, failure. So it looks like a reversal pattern, but everybody went long too prematurely in bearish imbalance. This is why I was looking to go short here on the second entry short, but you guys can see that you're way too close to the lows. So this is why they need to trap everybody out, trap me out, and then they reverse it lower here. All right, then the runner may get stopped out. So we got stopped out here. It was quick, easy scalp. We have a bearish imbalance. We cannot make it to the top of the trading range right here. Extremely slow market. I only took 3 trades, which this one was not great. I was actually looking for a failed second entry short initial, because you have a break, new low, you're looking for failed breakout, bad signal bar, you have a strong push above EMA, you have a first entry short, pullback, second entry short, but EMA is supposed to hold and it didn't hold, and look at this bearish follow through. So I abandoned the idea of failed second entry short, but once we made it this big bullish bar, this is why I was supposed to still keep thinking bullish, but you cannot go long after this big bullish bar, and then you're stuck in this horrible mess. So these are the setups. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to push my luck because this is a horribly slow market, and 2-1 for the day. This one was very small stop loss, luckily. So if you play the money management right, you can make decent money. So I'm going to wrap it up. If you made it to this very end of the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care, buddy.